Hello, I'm John Dayal and I'm speaking to you from New Delhi, India. I'm a journalist, I'm a writer, I've lived in the West, I've lived in various parts of the world. I'm speaking to you today as a father and as a grandfather of a 7-year-old child. His name is Kabir. I know that cultures differ, that people differ, that laws differ in various countries. The child does not differ. And I am here to speak for this little Romanian family and their little children who are being, if I may use the word, victimized for want of an understanding of the life of a child, of the situation of families, of the concept of families in various cultures. There is absolutely no way you can snatch children from a family because in your perception, the father and the mother are not giving them the sort of care that you think should be given. In their own culture, the child is being nurtured. He and she are living in the lap of love, engulfed by the protection of the family, being brought up in the culture of their people, being brought up in the love that God means for them. I think it's an absolute intrusion, almost criminal, for anybody, whether it's a state, whether it's some legal agency, whether it's some international agency, to intrude into that family, investigate it as if a crime has been committed, and take away the child, allegedly for protection. But then you're putting the child in foster care, in totally, if I may not say inhuman, certainly in a situation which is sterile, which is without love. To take the child away from a situation of love, to put it in this sterility, in this cocoon, is in my eyes not very human. I am the president of the Catholic Union. Christ said, "Suffer the children to come into me." Religion is not indoctrination. Religion is the inculcation of a culture of love, of affection, of treating the world as one. If the child grows up in this culture, it's not a crime. The child will grow up as a normal human being, as all of us have grown up. We are all normal. We have grown up in very religious communities, very religious families. The religions differ. In India, it was Islam, it was Buddhism, it was Hinduism, it was also Christianity, Catholicism. I grew up in a Catholic family. I would like to think I'm normal. It is from that experience of myself as a child, as a grown-up person, as a father, the experience of my son, the experience of my grandson. I don't have the words to describe my situation when I heard of the plight of this family. I think they deserve better. They deserve a humane treatment. They deserve the love of their adopted country. They deserve the protection of the law of the adopted country. And if this protection is not coming, if this protection requires a change in the law, I strongly demand, encourage, and seek a change in that law. Not so much a change in the love of that family for the child. I'm a member of the National Integration Council of the Government of India, which is a conglomerate, an umbrella organization to bring religions and people of civil society together to discuss what is healthy, to discuss what are issues that are aggravating communal tension and other issues. I am also a former president of the All India Catholic Union, which represents, I must tell you, 17 million practicing Catholics. There's a lot of Catholics. They all go to church on a Sunday. I think I understand a little bit of religion and of religious communities. And in India, certainly, and in Asia, religion is an important ingredient to the construction of the family, to the strengthening of the bonds of the family, to trace the family, duties, rights, values to the basic values of Christ. And I think it is the universal church which needs to think about this also. Surely the church in Norway is part of the universal church. Surely the church in Norway believes in the values of the Bible, believes in the teachings of Christ. Can we be inured to? Can we be so heartless about the right of the child? Suffer the children to come unto me, said Jesus. And I think Jesus' commandment is to the little children's welfare. I think it very strongly that the state must limit its intervention. We cannot have strangers intrude into the family at will. We cannot have civil servants decide on a piece of paper, sitting on a table, what is good and what is bad. We cannot have absolute strangers who do not know anything about this family come in, snatch a 5-year child from the family, snatch a 5-month-old child from the family. It would be unheard of anywhere in the world. In India, it would be a crime. The child deserves the lap and the breast of its mother. The child deserves not a foster home, not a government facility, not strangers who take in children for 6 months, for 8 months for a fee. The child deserves at all times to be with its mother till it is weaned, till it grows up into an individual. That is his birthright. That's the right God gave him. I'm a former president of the Catholic Union. Here in India, in this midst of practicing Christians, we think the family is a creation of God. We think the family represents the love of God for mankind. The family represents the love that Jesus preached. Suffer the children to come into me, he said, and suffer we must to let the child stay with its parents. That is important. Not some sterile government home, not some sterile bureaucratic foster home, not a decision made by a corporate sector, by a company, by a committee of people who know nothing about what is happening in this family. How can you separate a little baby from its siblings? 4 of the children. How can you separate the child from its loving parents? They may be poor, they may be strangers, they don't look like you. But to that child, they are its parents. They gave it life. And the child, even as a 5-month-old, is sure that the parents mean it well. When he's hugged by its mother, the child knows instinctively, which no bureaucrat can know, that the mother loves him or her. The mother's heartbeat is his main security, not the signature of a bureaucrat. I appeal to you as governments, I appeal to you as people, I appeal to you mostly as church. Support this child, support its parents, support any movement that calls for a change in these heartless laws. That is the need of this day. We are in a modern age. We are in an age of machines, of computers, of chips. All that sustains us in sanity, all that sustains us as human beings, as humanity, is this love of the family, is this love of each other. Uphold